Mike, soft falling rain gives you your third opportunity to win the Godolphin Mile after last year's really, really impressive performance from a deep draw. You've been blessed with a more favourable draw this year, and your horse looks like he's in really good form.
He is, Andrew. He comes off a rest, obviously, just one sprint. That would be the question mark, in my opinion. In an ideal world, I would like to have given him another run. But we do have plans in Europe for him. Sheikh Hamdan feels it important that he is competitive in Europe, as he wants to set him up as a stallion in Europe. But, so we've taken a different view, really, this year. Really kept him fresh for the first part of the carnival and just wound him up a little bit for this race, and obviously to go on and hopefully be competitive in Europe. For him to find a home there at stud. Otherwise, certainly we'd be lovely to have him in South Africa.
So the comparisons is not necessarily about his fitness or the quality of the race. It's just his preparedness compared to last year.
It's a completely different preparation. Last year he came out of hard races, Guineas trials, really wound up. Whereas this year it's been a steady climb into today and obviously to go on. So completely different preparation, but certainly very happy with where he's at the moment.
Okay, then Star Empire, he may not be a Yates, but he certainly is an absolute model of consistency, and it looks like his prep has been 5-star.
5-star, but yeah, Andrew, for me, not good enough to win, really.
Yeah.
He's probably going to get his attendance award on Saturday, but he's a horse that could possibly be in the first 4 or 5, and in fact, he was 5th last year. Every chance. If he's 4th or 5th this year, he would have run to form, I guess. It's a cavalryman,
yeah,
plus Simenon. Ran a very good race last time, in my opinion, needing it. Willie Mullins, I need to say no more. He probably is the horse to beat.
Okay, then on to the race that you and Godolphin have had a stranglehold on for many, many years. I think Aidan O'Brien was victorious last year, but this horse Gelata seems to have come good at the right time, the son of Rock of Gibraltar.
He has. He's a smart horse. Very well exposed at 2. He's at 12 runs at 2, so it's not ideal. But he's a nice type of horse. It may be a little far for him. He may not be that suited to Peter, but he's quite a smart horse. So if we ride him for luck, you never know. We could be in the money.
Fair to assume that there might well be similar plans for Hayshay, obviously in different races, but my goodness, his return to racing was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, he's also another horse with a European campaign very much in mind. He hasn't been a horse that we've tried to really make a point of the carnival, and that's whatever happens after that happens. But his game is obviously to go to back to Royal Ascot, back to the Nunthorpe, and maybe even the Abbey now this time. So with that in mind, he's been prepared accordingly. But again, he's on the up. For me, a sounder horse than he was last year. He's looking extremely well. I'm very happy with the preparation he's had. So we hope for the best.
I remember on several occasions Lucky Hoodalakis telling us that JJ, the jet plane, wasn't anywhere near ready, and he won by 3 or he won by 4. And these sprinters are completely different types of animals to prepare than the endurance type of horses.
Yeah, it's a completely different ballgame. I mean, I don't think that they have to be that fit. They just really got to be well in themselves and happy. I think there's a lot to it. I mean, I think even in my condition, I could go 5 furlongs. So,
Okay, and then on to the Dubai Duty Free. It's a race that you've been multiple placed in. Ipitumbi was a day that I'm sure you'll never forget. But got to say, this is one of the most exciting horses that you've taken into the race, with the prospect of continuing the improvement that has given him 6 out of 6.
Yeah, he's obviously a very nice horse, and he's on the up. I mean, it's strange to say after 6 runs you still don't know how good a horse is, but I mean, really we don't, because we haven't really reached the ceiling with him yet. Saturday, against the likes of Dank, the Fugue, the Japanese horse, we'll know what we've got. Albeit I know it's hometown and they're travelling in and all the rest of it, but I think we'll know what we've got. He's a horse that doesn't give us much confidence at home. He just does enough. He just does enough in races. So we'll see. He's an interesting runner. I'm looking forward to seeing, and I'm looking forward to the result, because at the end of the day, reality will set in. He's either at international Group 1 level. Okay, look, he has won a Group 1, but it was more of local participation than it was international participation. But this is the real deal.
Anaerobia, will you be applying similar tactics, or what's the plan?
Well, he's a forward-running horse.
Yeah.
There's no reason why he shouldn't go forward again. It's the only way he's going to get into the money. He's not genuine over 9 furlongs, but he's a genuine horse. He tries his best whenever he gets out there. So we'll employ the same tactics. It's going to be the best way to get him to run into the money. There's not much speed in the race. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't go out there and make the race to suit himself.
Okay, then moving on to the Shema Classic, a horse that when we spoke in January we were very excited about, and you must be very well pleased with the way his preparation has gone. And I see the hood on him yesterday at the track. Obviously he pulled like a train with the blinkers on the first time. Just run us by that, Mike.
Very progressive horse, quirky, but smart. I think a bit of rain is not going to be the worst thing for him. I know I've still got a bit more to come with this horse. We've probably gone very easy on him, experimented with a few things, i.e. blinkers, tactics with him as well. I'm still not quite sure what we need to be doing with him, but we're learning. Very smart horse, very capable also in his day. He's had a pretty good preparation too. I'm quite happy with the way he's coming into the race. And as I said, I'm quite happy with the fact there's a bit of rain about. I mean, it's not going to make the track soft because it rains very well, but certainly it'll take away that bang that we get on World Cup night when it's really hard. Sometimes it gets quite hot and it drives the track up quickly.
And then, of course, Sanshai's, I don't want to use the word revelation again, but he has been an inspiration in terms of a horse that you started with that had pretty good form, but didn't look like the soundest of movers.
He wasn't. He had his issues, and I think the travelling probably helped this horse. That time off, forced time off, did this horse a big favour. But I mean, again, he's just one of those horses you can get out of South Africa that are just behind the best, maybe a bit immature, maybe a little niggle, so you give them the time and they all of a sudden blossom on you. And he's just typical of that type of horse. A Bold Silvano, an Irish Flame, and a Liz's Desire, those type of horses.
Sometimes even in Singapore.
Lazar, correct. Yeah, we tend to be a little impatient in South Africa with them. We want instant results. We always keep aiming them high. But you know what? That extra year, 6 months, but sometimes you don't have the luxury of that or privilege of that as a trainer. I mean, if I went to most owners and said, or a lot of owners and said, listen, can I put your horse away for 8 months or 6 months? He'll look at you like you've lost your mind and just give it to someone who's going to run it next week and the week after and the week after. So, sometimes as trainers we do things we don't really want to do.
Mike, we never ever want to count our chickens before they hatch, but this morning they tell me that you did a head count on your ever-growing stock of chickens here.
I didn't do a head count this morning, but I know we're up to probably about 16, 17 or whatever from one. So, and we've given away a few as well. We're breeding some good stock here.
Overall, you're going into this year's renewal of the Dubai World Cup with some fairly decent firepower, and you must be pleased despite the well-travelled and well-documented rigours that they have to go through.
I must admit, 2-3 weeks ago I was thinking, gee whiz, we might have just have 1 or 2 runners on the night. But so it's actually a few of them have come to hand really well at the right time. But it's one of those nights where you've got some really good chances. They could all really run good races, be competitive and not have a winner. But you've actually had a fairly good night. Some of them may not just be good enough, We certainly, the one horse, the given is good enough for Hayshay.
Yes.
The rest, I think, are all pretenders at this stage.
Well, maybe Soft Falling Rain is good enough.
Well, yeah, okay, I suppose Soft Falling Rain as well. He would be good enough. He's proven good enough. He has won the Good Alpha Mile, sure.
Yeah.
But he's got a Sharuk and a Variety Club to beat this year. He didn't have them to beat last year.
Hundreds.
So that makes it a lot more interesting.
And of course, Rudyard Kipling has the last say. At the end of the day, win, lose or draw, that South African flag will be flying by the Let's Go Travel team, and they'll obviously be here to support the flag that you've been flying for the last 14 years.
Well, that's actually the best part of it, Andrew, really. If you won on your own, I just, it's almost irrelevant. But to have South Africans shouting and screaming for you and waving a flag, many of them you may not even know, it means a lot. And to have Phil and his group supporting us year in, year out is greatly appreciated. I don't think they realise actually how much it does mean to our team, and we, in our own little way, if we can reciprocate, getting folk to come and see the horses at stables and the barbecue and all that type
Which
of
is
thing.
really why
afterwards.
they're here. I mean, they want to get on. They're not just
Oh,
here
yeah,
to
well, I mean, you
shopping
know,
experience, yeah.
looking at the horses, yeah, is like walking into the Springboks change room. Really, at the end of the day, you
Sure.
know, it's a behind the scenes look that wouldn't happen in most places, I don't believe. But you know, it's a little we can do to show our appreciation for the support we get.